to show why you spoke about taking pieces out and then somehow putting them back in to reduce the climbing threat,
Yes.
which has now raised another issue in families. People think we don't want people to be at risk if they do climbing, so you've got certain holes and sizes. So how is the safety element?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what I've done in putting the pieces back in, if you'd like to come and have a look later on, I've got speci drawings and everything down here. I've also done some sketches. There's three different outcomes. When you place the piece back in, it sticks out the back 10 mil and is in the front 10 mil, so you can't get a foothold in there. And it's only certain ones, so you'll see through some of them. And just ones where you can't get a foot or a handhold into. The scale of it is between 24 and 2800 high by 3 metres wide or 3000 wide. The timbers is pretty much the same. The way I portrayed it there, it's a little longer, so it's 3 metres wide by 3800 long, something like that. Yeah, there's a real, I suppose, a play between, in this piece, between making it safe, not wanting people to climb on it, and still trying to get that third dimension, still trying to portray the depth in a flat surface, I suppose you could say.
Probably, I think probably the major risk with a piece like this that's got cutouts inside would be entrapment. And so Viktor would just be sort of cautious that there's no little corners that little kids' fingers can get stuck in and that sort of thing. If a kid's going to climb, he's going to climb it. You can't get around it. They'll find a way, but you can minimise it, and that's obviously what Viktor's done. So
look, if you have any worries, please, I'll lay all these spec drawings, the specification drawings out in front here, and when we finish, come have a look and have a chat to me there. Any worries? In a way, the design of this sculpture is worked out, but by no means is the layout worked out. I've got rough ideas. I think we're thinking with the landscaping it'll just be a gravel, it'll be a screenings, 30 mil screenings, 20 mil screenings or something like that, and it'll just be a couple of spheres and a truck or something just to maybe reflect the shadows or something like that. In a way I've portrayed it here with all the cutouts just to show you, I suppose, to try and portray that three-dimensional type of outcome that I was looking for.
You did mention, Viktor, we talked about in our first meeting with you, the highlighting multimedia sort of aspect as well as wood and steel, also trying to incorporate glass. You talked about the vandalism issue. I don't know, how did you go with that?
Yeah, definitely, thank you. We are wanting to place little glass sections in there, and I had a talk with Wollongong Glass, and it would be the same way as placing the metal sections in. The glass sections would be placed in just with a small rim that's welded in around the edge of the cutout, and it would only be in those top sections, and you wouldn't be able to climb to those sections. So I feel at this early stage that would be a really strong way to stop the glass from being smashed. We're talking about, I've talked with Wollongong about doubling up the glass as well. They deal with 6 mil glass, so if we double it up and they can glue it together with a clear glue so it still is completely transparent, so it would be 12 mil. And they feel that's quite strong.
At this location, can you orientate me to where the water and everything is?
So
we're in the water.
We're in the water looking
exactly.
at. Yeah, so we're just. There's a seat. I don't know if you know the area very well. There's a seat so I'm just standing just in front of the seat taking that photo.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sort of thinking that orientation coming from the water to the land and you know, if you look at what side you look at it from, where there's a view of the water in the rear of it as if it's come from the water.
I suppose the track is more important.
Yeah, the track is
Yeah, so the track, I'm not quite sure if you can see it, but the track comes up here from the boat ramp, just up this section, and then comes along the back here, all the way along, and then there's a little platform and a set of stairs that go down to the beach.
So we haven't sort of resolved that. I think being down there with the yeah, so we haven't sort of resolved exactly where it'll sit. In my discussion down there with the maintenance crew, they were quite insistent that we extend the path across to it so that the grass wasn't able to sort of grow up around it. In talking with Viktor, I felt that it would probably be better not to extend the grass across, but rather just to put a surround of the screens around it.
Streams of maybe a border or something.
Yeah, that's right. Because I think it's really important that you can just come to the sculpture in your own way. You're not forced to come.
Take it to force.
Yeah.
You want it to flow.
So, but my feeling was somewhere close between the tree and the lookout, where you do get that aspect of the old pier behind us. I don't believe it's the one that the kangaroo actually parked at, but it gives that sense, and perhaps the view of water and the yak. Anything, as you can obviously see, looking at the timber and the sort of the pier timber scale with paddle steamer wheel, it all sort of evokes that idea of embarking on the paddle steamer and standing on the pier and that sort of movement. So I think all of those things we will consider as we sort of develop it further.
How far from the actual road down to the boat ramp is this going to be situated? How far from the road?
So if you think about the car
back towards Geelong.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're standing in the car park at the boat ramp,
yep.
There's a set of toilets,
yep.
And then there's I don't know if you do a lot of fishing. There's a gutting area for fish and all that with a cover on it.
Yep.
If you walk up that track and a little bit to your right hand side, it's directly up there. You probably wouldn't see it from the car park at the boat ramp. Maybe halfway up the track, but you'd certainly see it from the car park at the top coming down.
It's probably, I'm guessing it'd be 150 metres walk and probably 75 metres as the crow flies.
Yeah.
Is it vandal proof?
Yes, it is definitely vandal proof. A lot of the work I do, actually all the sculptural work I do, is in the public domain. And, it's the ironbark timbers. As far as milling timbers go these days, it's the strongest milling timber you can get now in Australia. That's milled. Redcoat's not milled stuff anymore. And 25mm mild steel is it's a pretty hefty sort of a raw material.
Not going to cut away in wheelbarrow.
They're definitely not going to cut away. No. We've worked it out that it's probably, if I have a 25mm and it's 2400 high, so by 3 metres wide, it'll be around about 1 3/4 tonne, which actually isn't a lot. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. But it won't be moved.
Viktor, what has been considered if there's any nesting birds or wildlife in that area? That's a fairly substantial size and strong colour. Is there any concern?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I haven't considered nesting birds at all. That the area that is there is a highly residential area, and the place where we're going to place the sculpture is a big open spot where there's sort of a dip in it. So,
and the plovers certainly don't nest there because I work there.
Oh right.
I don't walk where the plovers are. It's no plovers.
Yeah. So, sorry, on this actual site, I've been down there on 4 occasions, and in the actual area there, I've never actually seen a bird, but there are some trees where I'm standing, and right on the edge of the cliffs, there are some small shrubs and stuff, and then there's that tree there. The rest of it is back across. There's palms in front of the houses. There's a gum and a couple of blue gums and stuff like that. And then, of course, all the residents' shrubs and their own.
What sort of timeline is it going to take then from start to when we might see this in place?
It's actually quite quick. The timbers I've dressed already in order to keep them, you know, from rotting and stuff like that. And it's probably, I'd say 6 weeks. It'll be in, no worries.
So you used to set up stairs, full steam ahead.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And I think, as you said, I think it's a dog off leash area for a certain period of the year. But I think that could only be advantageous from the point of view of attracting more walkers and people up to the area, sort of thing.
Yes. Yes. Yep. I suppose, Julie, I want to get back to what you were saying about the local bird life. I wasn't, you know, trying to just push over the top of it. Do you have any opinions?
No, I actually don't know the area very well. It's been with the dogs, so I can't visualise it. But this is an area that I'm particularly interested and concerned about is unleashing stress caused to wildlife. Perhaps not aware of if it's, you know, a man-made trap of a creature which you see evidence of or nesting birds, but particularly the colour.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know who would tell us. I just want to hear the animal's voice, I guess.
Yeah, that sounds fair enough. If you have some time after we finish and you have a look at some of the specie drawings and some of the original drawings I've done, the colour's a lot deeper. It's actually a lot more of a deeper red, and there's there's a lot more depth to it. It's hard when you're rendering something and you want it to be flat, to not sort of to get the right colour and have the right emotion to it as well. Yes.
And my point about it being a dog off leash and a public walkway is that I would imagine a lot of that investigation would have already been looked at, because dogs off leash would probably be more threatening to bird or animal wildlife than this. So I'm presuming that some work's been done.
No,
We're talking now.
that's brought up another, a major issue that our community association are having a bit of a battle with our local developers. There was a state further down that was a habitat, and Doug and I went down there after the event. There were a number of trees that the developer just took out. So come and talk to us, but certainly I'm keen on that, and I'm with you on this one. I think it's important that we do have a voice for the creatures that can't speak for themselves. But yeah, I think we've got to fight the fight, but I don't think it's with this one. It's further down the track. Yeah, but it's a good point. Thank you.
Would there be someone we can talk to?
That will listen about this issue. You think?
Gotcha.
Probably be the
well, I don't think so. I think we can sort of make our own mind up on that one. I think Peter's out of the region part of it. I read his articles too, but it's not so much the local and understanding of what's going on around the place. Yeah.
The colour, it's powder-coated.
It's an industrial coating I put on a few of my pieces, and they spray the oil rigs with it. So it's a really good, strong, it won't chip, and if it was going to be this colour, like the entry to the town of Sale, it does slightly fade, so that's why a darker, a deeper red would work a lot better. Yeah.
I think what we've got to do is try and get more trees around the place, and to bring that habitat, to bring the birds, because at the moment there are definitely no birds there. You can see the poor little Norfolk Island pine there. The councils are doing a good job where people are destroying that foreshore vegetation, so they put up a big sign in front of their house. And I think that's been the issue along our foreshore in a lot of places. People don't think useful. The birds get a long second flight.
Yeah, I think I sort of need to add, it's important for me to have this piece rendered and not just to have it, a rusting mild steel. You don't want it to seem like, you want it to seem like it's a fresh, something still alive and something rusting away like the one further down the coast.
Exactly, it has to be a point of distinction.
Yes, exactly.
consider this in conjunction with a longer-term plan of a tree, then it seems complementary to bring in, you know, attracting bird life. This colour is very like what you see out in the ocean on what do you call them? Whatever, mines, I'm saying rigs is what I'm trying to say, things like that, where in fact you see bird life living very comfortably in amongst that active working environment of rigs and things. But if we further thought to that, well, let's make sure that the treescape is a part of it, and flowering gardens are very prevalent up there, which also have this sort of colour and bird attractability. So maybe we blend it with that rather than see it as an obstacle to it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's excellent. Awesome. Does anyone else?
Victor, this is
Patrick.
imaginative and creative work, and I congratulate you on it. Lots of it enhanced back to the past, and I say that present in the future, but that's another matter. What concerns me is the process. You've come to talk to the Community Association Committee about this, but as far as I'm aware, this is the first occasion on which the public in general has been invited to talk about this project. Yeah, this is the first time. I'm surprised really that we're being presented with a sort of something that's all done and dusted. A complete idea, a complete project. Clearly you and David have been doing a lot of background work on this, and I commend you for that. But I think that it's unfortunate that you're presenting a community with something into which there is virtually no input by the community. I'm also surprised that with $20,000 of public money at stake, there hasn't been any sort of tendering process put in place, as you'd expect with a council that's spending public money. It would call for tenders to do the job. Now, as far as I'm aware, that hasn't happened either. And so we have a situation where $20,000 of public money is going to be spent without proper consultation and without a tendering process that ensures value for money. That's the way I see